with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. Tonight is a special review night, not just because I have an awesome beer in front of me that some of you may recognize. No, tonight is beer review number 750. That's right, for 750 beer reviews, me and sometimes being joined by the Stun Drinker and Philippe the Foreigner talk about beer. That's right, flap our gums, opine, tell you what we think. We've been outside on location. We've been here down the dungeon, Johnny's place, and other locales that the family wants us to get rid of us and have us drink beer. That's right. So, what beer do we have for this auspicious occasion this evening? Well, as suggested by the sign, we've got a beer from Goose Island Beer Company out of Chicago, Illinois, US of A. Yay! And we have their Bourbon County Brand Barleywine, vintage 2014. That's right, this is an English barley wine. It's an annual release. It clocks in this year at 11.7% ABV and 60 IBUs. Now, 2014 also clocked in at 12.3% ABV. And the last time that I reviewed this, upon its release in 2013, it was 12.1% ABV. It's odd enough to have a little bit of like float or, you know, kind of ABV variance on a beer. You can kind of see that, I guess. But in the same year, the same thing happened with regular Bourbon County Brand Stout. So who knows what controls they have when they make mass quantities of bourbon barrel aged beer like this. No one's ever done it on a scale like that, so it's interesting to see what will happen in 2015. Anyways, what else about this beer? For malts, they're using pale, crystal, caramel, dark chocolate, and that's it. For hops, they're using Pilgrim and Styrian. They bourbon barrel aged this in third use barrels. Why are they third use barrels? Because they're bourbon barrels that had once aged Bourbon County Brand Stout. That's right. So, I've been flapping my gums enough. At least, hell, for 750 reviews now, haven't I? So it's time to pop the top on this bad boy, get it in the snifter, and tell you what's up with the vintage 2014 Bourbon County Brand Barleywine. Boom. Awesome hiss off the top, tons of cannon smoke, and obsessively, wow, collectible Crown's Dark Fruit Bomb. Now, at time of recording, this beer actually has been in the bottle for 7 months. That's right, to the day, actually. Wow, no head on that one. Interesting. So, 7 months in the bottle. I've had this fresh. Wow, this smells awesome. I've had it cellared. This is a beer I dig. Let's see if I still dig it. What's up with the appearance? It is super dark brown red color. There's some ruby glints coming through when I hold it up to the light. I'm sure on camera to you it looks totally black, but it's not. It's got about an eighth of a finger ahead when I swirl it. Yeah, we generate a little more bubbles. I don't know how much glass lacing we're going to get on this because it's a pretty big beer at 11.7%, but we got tons of alcohol just clinging to the inside of this glass. Look at that, guys, though. Looks lovely in a snifter, that stereotypic barley wine with that little ring of super tight khaki bubbles left. That looks freaking awesome. Let's see what's up in the aroma department. Wow. Massive. And I mean massive freaking dark fruits. Cherry up in your grill, just punching you in the jaw. Damn. Raisins, currants, fig. A little bit of coffee, toffee, caramel, big sweet aromas. Then in the background, there's vanilla and a bit of char and some of the bourbon. Not big, but some of the bourbon. It's really the aromas, from what I can remember of this beer being fresh, not this vintage, but having had the 2013 vintage fresh, the aromas are really melded in together. And dominant is the esters, the dark fruit notes coming off of that yeast. Man, there's layers and layers of aroma in this now. But man, it smells like just a freaking cherry bomb. Damn. Cherry with vanilla coming off of that bourbon. There's a little bit of tobacco and leather in there as well, but they're quite faint. And a slight bit of coffee. And very mild dark chocolate deep in the background. You got to search for it because the dark fruits are just so freaking prominent in this. And then after that's the bourbon vanilla note and a bit of char and sweetness. Damn. I'm ready to drink this bad boy. This smells freaking awesome. Cheers. Thanks for putting up with me for 750 reviews. Thanks to all my subs. I passed the 2,000 sub mark at this point, and that's just freaking awesome. Time to dive in, guys. Cheers. Damn. Wow. Wow. That's all I have to say as well. No. Up in your face. It tastes straight like the inside of a chocolate cherry. The chocolate note comes in at the middle. After that, there's a bourbon note that comes in after that, vanilla specifically, and woodsy sort of bourbon from the cask. A nice chocolate note also that wasn't as apparent in the nose is present in the middle of the taste to the back of the tongue. When you first taste this, take this beer in, the big flavor that you get is that of dark fruits, raisins, fig, cherry, but the cherry is just most dominant. And that cherry note mixed with the vanilla from the bourbon carry through the flavor pretty much front to back. There's no hop that I can taste in here except maybe a bit of earthiness. Maybe that's coming from the Styrian hops. The alcohol is superbly hidden in this beer. It wasn't in the aroma except for some bourbon spirit kind of alcohol aroma. In this, the only place I'm getting alcohol is warming right about here in the chest. When you take it down into your mouth and down your neck, you know, it doesn't really burn or anything like that, but you get this warming sensation right on your heart, maybe to make you happy that you're drinking beer, and you might get cronked, especially if you drink more than one of these in a row. But damn, so smooth and drinkable for an 11.7% ABV beer. I know Goose Island these days gets a lot of shit because they're owned by AB InBev, and most of their beers, let's face it, are nothing spectacular. A lot of them are Generation 1 type craft beer recipes. They're sours and their special ales that they want to charge you $30 a bottle for, Hyla and Jillian and Clarice and whatever the fuck they name those beers. Most of those are meh, kind of. They're okay, but they're definitely not worth the money. This beer and these two beers are worth the money. They're worth seeking out. They're quality beers. You can taste the quality in the recipe that was set down before the AB InBev purchase. They obviously haven't decided that they want to kill the goose that's laying the golden egg, pun intended here. And this beer is just delicious. Its cellar's awesome. You know what? Alcohol variance aside, this 11.7% is just like a mellow, delicious kind of after dinner drink that's a dessert in a glass, but man, just so smooth, hitting all the notes that you want in an English barley wine, complemented by that third use barrel aging program that they have, and you're getting maybe some of those stout notes in there and stuff too, you know, as a residual effect. But 7 months on this beer has just made it just freaking phenomenal. So you hear I'm totally fucking geeking out on this beer. I can't find any holes in it. It's what I expect out of a beer like this, from mouthfeel, which is that just full medium, to hidden alcohol, to dark fruits from the cellaring and integrated flavors. Damn. Anyways, so have you tasted this beer? Well, I know some folks at Rate Beer and Beer Advocate have. Rate Beer gives it a 100. Beer Advocate gives it a 100. The last time I drank this beer with Stunt Drinker Johnny in 2013, I gave it an A+. A+, probably 100. I'm going with A+ and 100 on this because this beer just fucking rocks. And yeah, I have a couple bottles of this left, and it's just, I'm happy to crack one of these out and savor this beer because it's just fucking delicious. So, have you had this beer, as I asked before? Maybe you have. That's right. Let me know what you think. I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth because I don't know everything, and I like to know what you know. Comments are fun. They keep this like an active hobby besides just drinking and self-medicating myself. Anyways, that's another problem or story, which, yeah. Anyway, so one thing that's another really good story to tell and think of is thinking globally, drinking locally, and supporting the craft beer movement. Even these guys that are owned by the evil overlord known as AB InBev and the flagellant pain in the ass who is their CEO from down in Brazil. You guys may know his name. Is it Dick? Anyways, so I digress. You're not surprised. You've been watching a lot of videos if you're hanging in this long, watching me flap my gums and just talk shit during this review, right? So, that said, thanks a million to each and every one of you. Thanks a million for all over 2,000 subs that have subbed up to me. That just rocks my world. I remember back in the day when I had 10 subs, and I just thought that was the fucking shit, and man, nobody's ever going to sub up to me. Thanks a million, guys, for all your comments, all your likes, watching through all these reviews, and there's more to come, because you see behind me, lots of beer trophies, and I like collecting them because I'm a hoarder. I mean, because I really like rating and reviewing craft beer for the educational value of it. And if you believe that, well, maybe it's time for you to have a beer too. So, next DJs BrewTube, like I said, thanks a million. I got nothing but a bunch of kicking back now, drinking the rest of my Bourbon County Brand Barleywine Vintage 2014. Love for you. And you know what's coming? That's right, a humongous. Peace out!